Welcome back to Kier, my Severance-themed island. Since the last video, I've upgraded Mark's house a couple of times, gotten him his signature red sweater and blue sweatpants from episode 1, and time traveled to snowy weather. Today, we get to start villager hunting. For some reason, Nook has been getting a lot of interest in his severed getaway package. First, we'll be given a kit to build a bridge, then we can get 3 plots for new villager homes. So I'm working on the bridge, and I remember I also have Blather's museum tent in my pocket. I haven't decided yet if I want to keep it as a tent or upgrade it to the full museum building later. If we keep the tent, we can't move it, so that's why I haven't placed it yet. What do you think we should do with the museum? Keep it as a tent or use the whole building? Do you have any ideas that fit the theme? Time to recruit some employees, villagers. The first 3 villagers we get to invite are a lazy, a normal, and a peppy personality type. I have some ideal villagers in mind for these types already. I want Beryl for Dylan, Kit for Devin and Eleanor, and I have a few options for Helly, including Savannah and Felicity. And our first villager we come across is Alfonso the alligator, not on our list. Next, we saw a chicken, again, not on the list. And then I found Pico, who I actually have as an option to represent Gemma, but I think about it for a while and decide I'll pass for now. I like this cat Mo, but can't think of anyone he can represent on our island. Next, I came across a wolf. I do have some wolf villagers on my list. I'm thinking Whitney for Miss Cobell, or Vivian for more of a Mrs. Selvig persona. But Sky is not on our list. No, thank you. I picked up 30 Nook Miles tickets from a treasure island, and I'm starting to think they're all going to go to waste. Until finally, we meet a goat, Chevra, who I had as an optional villager for the island to represent the Mammalians Nurturable department. I decide to go for it and invite her to the island. Welcome aboard, Chevra. I promise you'll be well taken care of. I check back in with Tom Nook to let him know that the bridge is finished and to pick up our 3 housing kits. Each housing kit requires several items to be crafted and placed in and around the plots. It's a tedious process and I hate collecting wood, but it's necessary to make our new employees feel more comfortable. I placed the first plot and started crafting the items needed for it before continuing the hunt. I've been starting to clean up the island a little bit by pulling weeds and chopping down extra trees to prepare for when we start working towards reaching a 3-star island, which we'll need to be able to start terraforming and making some of the big builds on the island. Once I'm done crafting the items for plot number 1, I go back to check in with Tom Nook. I rush back to check the sold sign on plot number 1. Oh no! I totally forgot I needed to finish hunting before crafting the items for the houses. This plot was for the lazy villager and I let it autofill, so no Beryl this time, and I'll have to kick Zucker out later. Anyway, now that we've chosen a normal villager, Chevra, and unfortunately got stuck with Zucker, the lazy villager, let's keep hunting for our peppy villager. My number one pick is Felicity. She is a peppy villager, and I think she looks perfect to represent Helly. And our first option is Puddles the Frog. She is not on our list. Neither is this cow. Then we found Audie, and she actually was an option that I had for Helly. But looking at her now, the glasses on her head and the yellow hair, I don't think she's our Helly. Oh, Peggy. Peggy the pig might actually work for Helly, but I had her as Peggy Hill on my King of the Hill island, and I just can't use her again. Ugh. Ooh, Flora. I like her, but we have no use for her. I ended up taking a break until the next morning, and the very first villager is Sherry. She was on my list of options to represent Helly, but not my first choice. I really wanted to find Felicity. I think about it for a minute, and then it hits me. Her dress has blue and green, which are symbolic Lumon colors, like the lights on the chip prototype and some of Helena/Helly's clothes. I'm going for it. She'll be our Helly. She may not have the right personality, but she has the right look. Now that I'm done hunting, I have to finish the house plots. I place the plots for Chevra and Sherry and build all of the required items. Have I mentioned that I hate harvesting materials and for the most part crafting? Yeah, once we get started with the builds, I'll be going to Treasure Islands for most of the items that I need. Now that I'm done, I go back to the plots to make sure the right villagers are going to move in tomorrow. Praise Kier! In the next part of the series, we should have resident services upgraded to a building and be on our way to getting to 3 stars. We also have a lot more villager hunting to do. Thanks for watching! Till next time.